How are you doing?
We're back, are we?
Yes, we're back. Did you go
Not that I,
away? What's
not
that?
really, no. I,
Okay.
I try as I would to relax and get out of my head. I'm still, everybody always says the reason you can't meditate well anymore is because you're always in your head.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah. I mean, not everybody meditates even. There's different ways to.
Sorry, say it again?
Oh, here, let me change my sound settings back. Hold on. I was saying not everybody meditates. So, there's always different ways to come to center, connect more. But even though you didn't say travel that you are aware of, all of the energy that was, moving and lifting and creating space still is that, even if it wasn't necessarily seen that way, so, or traveled to somewhere, so did you feel like you said you were in your head quite a bit?
Yes, and my tension. I do to carry a lot of tension. I would keep being aware of my tensions and think, well, for goodness sake, let it go. You don't need to be tense. What is it? But there was still that element of I'd pushed all my pressures up with the panic that I had beforehand. But I had a lot of. It's hard to phrase the questions, but things like, I mean, this is a particularly unique talent or gift that you have, I think, isn't it? It's not something that we generally human beings have. And I think in your conversation with Lauren, you said that you'd known it since you were about 3 or younger. You were an infant anyway. Yeah.
Yes.
So, and when you're connecting, because that's what you're doing, isn't it? You're connecting with us individually and with the frequencies. Are you sensing what's going on in our bodies, or is it just simply the energies that you're picking up?
Well, the way that I actually see and sense and feel energy is on all of the layers at once. So, right as soon as we begin to work, as soon as we open the space, the session, I will see, sense, feel, and know what areas to work with. It will just show me through all of the layers. So I'll see the energy, the field, the physical body. I'll see maybe there's something in the skeletal system or something stored in all of the layers that are influencing each other, but also say it's causing a physical tension, constriction, like you were mentioning, where you were saying that, I could sense that, but also sense the subtle energies that were part of, say, thoughts or layers of, years of continuation of what has accelerated it. I can feel like the different layers of that through the energy, but also through, it comes through the physical body. I can feel it in the cellular system. Um, and I'm just speaking in this particular case with you, not always necessarily with everyone. It just depends on what we're doing, what we're working on, and also your ability to allow, the way that we were working together and in the space, and there's a little bit sort of a resistance in the beginning, a lot of the thoughts and all of that. But there's still that subtle energy in between the layers that wants to let the stuff go, that has the layers of, it's not about like any judgment of resistance. It's still being received. It's just permeating through the layers, through the sound. And that's why sound is so effective, is because it permeates through all of those layers. It permeates through the energy, the cellular system, say the muscular system, the fascia, which holds a lot of tension because it goes through the nervous system, which we look at the nervous system as where we sense information. So if we sense something that makes us uncomfortable, it tenses up right away. The body will tense, and it tenses everywhere. It'll tense in the
Yeah,
jaw,
yeah, yeah,
in the head, and then it starts
yeah.
to store things
Yeah,
in,
or even in the
right?
hands and yes, the arms and things. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
I'm always most aware of it in my shoulders and my neck. That's where it's most difficult to release it. But I'm aware when I'm trying to release it that it's lots of other places I can feel that.
Right. Right.
But yeah, so I was also thinking about the relationship of the music or the chanting you do in relation to like the Tibetans chanting and of the monks and indigenous people who use it in their celebrations and things. It's very much a similar type of thing, isn't it? But yours is much deeper
Yes.
because you're doing a connection as well with it. And does it? That's a sort of a question, and you're nodding, so yes. But but also, is it just connecting to what's gone on with my is going on with my body now in this lifetime, or does it actually go through what has a spiritual connection as well?
It's all of the multidimensional aspects of you. So everywhere you are right now, which I look at it as parallel lives, not past lives, because everything is happening now. So anywhere you are right now, even while we're talking, there's you existing simultaneously somewhere. And so like say this other life or these other lives, something happened in these places that is affecting in some cases what is going on right now. And I can sense
Right,
that through perhaps where it's stored in the body, what it's how it's expressing, where, the way that it's moving or not moving. I can feel the correlation of those
right,
things.
right,
And that's actually how I address, so to speak, address, but that's how I tune. The tone is to work with the layers depending on where that is, so that when it releases that and dissolves that from wherever it is, I just tune into that energy associated with, say, a pattern, a thought, an experience, a trauma. I don't see it in those ways of the what necessarily, like say what happened there, but I will sense that. And as long as the soul and is in choosing of letting that go, there's no need to learn anything from that experience. There's no need to hold that. It can just be dissolved through the
right.
sound. So,
Yes, I think I've created blocks, I think, because I've always felt there were things I needed to learn from it or that I would learn from it. There were experiences that were very well, without giving the history of all of it, it's difficult to say, but there were experiences I thought that were important for me to understand. Whether I was learning or not, I don't know. Um, but and while you were explaining that, it came to my mind as well that whether the choices we have made were sometimes prompted by experiences that we've had that led to those what those feelings or those emotions or whatever, because it's all together, I suppose, is it? The emotions, the feelings, the sensory. And with using my hands as I just there made me think as well that one of the things that attracted me to doing this with you was that I loved watching you when you with the conversation with Lauren and you were doing it, because it's as if you're playing an instrument as well. With the way your fingers go and your hands, you're playing an instrument while you're experiencing it all, aren't you, in a sense? And does that connect with, well, the diagram behind you, which is coloured, is that connected with the diagram of frequencies that you sent to us that we've got online?
Well, this is actually, yeah, this is something that I've created, and this is in a lot of ways.
Beautiful.
Thank you. It's very much like you could say the somatic version of the geometries of what's happening with the sound, the tone, and the energies.
I
And
thought it might
even,
be.
yeah, yeah, like how you would say you would see a sound, you'd see a geometry. Like if we make a breath,
Yes,
there's a geometry to the somatics. And then how you direct the sound shapes it. So it essentially shapes the light and what it will do, how it will emit, or array. You could say array as in like the color array, the array of
yes.
colors.
Well, it strikes me the colour array is the chakras, isn't it, almost?
Yes, yeah, in very many ways, except for we're evolving out of this, individuated systems of these what people have referred to, say, seven chakras or 12. And what we are is one harmonious, luminous, we could say rainbow body, but it's
Yes,
not even that. It's more of a diamond body, but it's visually our eyes can sense it as more rainbow, rainbow tones. And when it's harmonized, when we're in coherence with our own field and our light, it expresses actually this way through the body where it's the different tones, and they're all in a harmonious. If you could see this whole thing, it's actually a six-sided canvas, which we look at six as creation. And in that harmonious cellular function of, say, the flower of life, we begin with one. And then as we're, imprinting and creating, it's continuously creating through the
growing.
geometry like ourselves, right?
Yes, yeah, yeah. I sort of somewhat understand that on a
I know it's
on
a
a
lot.
intuitive level. I understand it, but it's crossed my mind as well that in what you were explaining about the colours, that in a way on our level, the lower human level, that we're not connected to the gift you've got. Those that can see auras are seeing a little bit, tiny fraction of what you were talking about. Is that right?
Yes, I think so to an extent. And what's interesting is actually bring that up is I don't actually see auras like in that way, but what I do see and sense when people are, say, if they're talking or certain things, certain energies that they're expressing. I'll just pick anger because that's one that's very obvious to me is like it has a certain color tone and it'll have a shape because it comes out a certain geometry. So when I see those subtleties in people change, I can see it as a shape and a color of what that is, but not necessarily their aura, but it's very similar in that way. I tune out the aura, otherwise I see so much. I
Yeah,
see so
yeah.
much and it's a lot. So I'm like, oh, I just need to have somewhat of a normal experience here.
I mean, do you know anybody else that does what you do or that can?
No,
No.
no, I
I
don't.
wonder.
No, I don't.
It's particular, isn't it? And I wonder something. I don't know. I
Well,
do,
that's
but I
okay.
don't.
Maybe you'll know later. We don't know.
No, quite. Well, this is it, isn't it? But I mean, the world is full of stuff. The universe, it's not the world, it's the universe, full of stuff we don't understand and don't know. And you have a universal connection, evidently, I would say.
Yes. Yes.